Now we're gonna get started tearing apart this room and that room. The hallway's already done. The stairs going down to the door. The living room all ready to go. These ones we've got to get torn apart. The space is not very big, so setting a camera up at the time lapse where you can see isn't really gonna work. So if there's anything that we find as we're going through these rooms, there is something behind the blank cover here, which I'll talk about. And if we find anything in there, and then once that's done, we'll probably avoid the kitchen for now until the dumpster gets dropped off. It's a Sunday, it's not coming today. We'll probably then move down to the basement, start tearing that up down in what I'm gonna start calling the avocado pit. This is the bedroom with the two vents, the one that doesn't go to anything. Literally doesn't go to anything. It's just a hole in the floor. I'm here in the Jolly Rancher room, and like I said, this house has a lot of blank plugs, but it's kind of like the reverse of a scratch-off ticket. You hope you get nothing behind it, but I keep getting crap behind it. So now I've got a mid-wall wire junction that I have to address. Either pull a new wire, or add an outlet for maybe a small TV. I don't know. This is the downstairs bathroom. Got a winner. Now I'm in the other bedroom. We saw this in the living room where we had a switch and then a cover above. But we also had the bathroom where it had nothing. The Jolly Rancher room, the master across from us, had a junction. So like I said, it's like a scratch off ticket. You want to get nothing, I got more wires. It's the upstairs bathroom. See if we got a winner or a loser. Wires. And that's all that held this outlet to the wall was this thing. We got no nails. It was just spackled in place. Light, no light. Light, no light. Loose wires start fires. And we've got this guy here, that guy there, don't do anything anymore. We've got a hall light switch, which does not work. This switch. That, and then we just found this lovely guy. So, don't know if those are live yet, or what they go to, where they come from. So right here, you can see this is where they've made some modifications and tied in. And also, this switch is for a switched outlet. Can't really see in there well, but the screws have been backed out. There's nothing in it. So none of these outlets are switched anymore. The other thing, like I was saying, got voltage in here. Don't know why. These wires that were above this outlet that we thought were just modifications made to bypass the switched outlet. That's not what it was. If you remember in the kitchen when we did the walkthrough, where there were the 2 thermostats for the electric baseboard heating that didn't go to anything anymore, that's what these were. Talk to the original owner of this home. He actually moved in this house. His kids, he had 2 of them at the time. I think he said they were 2 and 3 years old, and there was a news report where a kid got electrocuted from a baseboard heater. So he removed these himself. He just killed the power to the whole house, put wire nuts on the inside of the wires here and at the baseboard locations, and then turned power back on. That way everything was isolated on each individual wire. He didn't actually know how to take them out. He just didn't want them there for his kids. So I've gone through, I've ripped out all the breakers for these. So every room where we went through and we got more wires, and we thought we were gonna have to patch, we don't. These wires are now dead, they're abandoned. We can bring them back up into the attic, get rid of them, mark them as, useless, cut them off in the breaker panel, label them, just let them know that they're now dead wires. So that takes care of this one, the 2 in the kitchen, the 1 down in here in the living room for the baseboard, in the bathroom, and then these 2 upstairs bedrooms. Let me take you downstairs to the front bedroom and I'll show you the one on the wall. This wire right here, unlike the others, is not 240 voltage. This is just 120, but it does have a little conduit strip here. I think this used to just be a simple little space heater down here. I don't think the rest of the basement was really finished at the time when these electric heaters were put in back in '79. So I think this was just 120 volts, little tiny space heater. The basement hallway's on the other side here. This is just a 120 volt circuit. I'm actually just going to turn this around into the hallway and give us one outlet for vacuuming or I don't know, like a Glade plug-in, something that somebody can use, because that hallway has nothing currently, and that will take care of this guy right here, and that kind of ties up all of our loose ends as far as wires go. Out here at the breaker, and as you can see, bunch of stuff already gone through. Took out a ton of breakers in here to get rid of them for those baseboard heaters. But something I have found here is we do have 2 30 amp breakers, 140, but this 30 is double tapped, which did pop up on our inspection. I don't know what this is double tapped to. In this house, we obviously have an oven wire and we have the laundry room, but anything else that would be 30 amp, I can't think of. There is no AC currently, and there is no disconnect or anything for a breaker panel or a spa or anything else to go. There is a wire in the laundry room that's kind of just up in the ceiling. Maybe that is set as 30 amp. So that I'm gonna have to figure out. This does look like it's the right size gauge to be an oven. This looks like it might be the laundry. The panel is kind of labeled for things, but nothing on it was accurate whatsoever. But all of this is gonna get cleaned up. All of these will get removed. I mean, we'll still reuse whatever's still good in here, but these wires, because the laundry room is gonna be moved, so we're gonna pull a new wire. The stove is moved, so I have to pull a new wire. And then the AC goes in. It's actually gonna sit right there, just off to the side of this new deck that we've got to build out here. So, electrical's really not too bad out here. If you remember in the original walkthrough, this outlet used to sit mid-wall. Previous owner paid to have this part of the basement finished down here. It was unfinished. The guy wired this up. He did a couple of weird things. That hallway light that didn't work, it had disconnect the switch because every time you turn it on, it blew a fuse because he wired the switch in parallel with the light instead of in series. And then right here, this line is its own dedicated line. I traced it back all the way to the breaker. This was wired for 220, so both sides were hot. So when I went to cut this, just so I could pull it out of here to redo some of the framework, and yeah, you're not supposed to do it live, but we all do things we shouldn't. When my snips touched this side as well as ground, we saw that big, beautiful arc. So luckily, that room was never truly finished all the way, and that outlet was never used, because that would have fried whatever got plugged into it TV-wise.